Thank you for joining me, Wendy Anderson, just me. Just wanted to talk about something, discrimination, separation. So something that I've been learning about recently. So I teach meditation for once a week at a wellbeing centre, and a few weeks ago, this beautiful mountain of a Muslim man, 6'3", walks into my meditation. I do some stretching a little bit just before the meditation, just in case there's kind of like any blockages or pops that need to kind of like happen in the spinal cord for, you know, a nice deep connection for meditation. So you're less likely to need to fidget or, you know, during the meditation. So we have a great big fidget before. So nice movement. So as I'm kind of like doing, and it's just basic stretches, there's nothing intense, you know, anyone could do them, but I kind of like noticed that this beautiful Muslim man, I mean all of us, when I say beautiful, I describe all of my participants as beautiful. You know, they are all beautiful. So kind of like, it's not just, you know, it's not that I'm singling this person out as beautiful. You're all beautiful. But this person or this being, you know, was very flexible around the hips, and I'm thinking, you know, there's a story here. There's something, you know, he is male, and obviously, you know, I watch a lot of things and a lot of behaviours and a lot of people and interactions. Men don't tend to be that flexible around the hip joints, so it's kind of like, you know, there's a story behind this. Really unusual as well to see a Muslim person kind of like within my meditations. I'm thinking, do you know what, that's absolutely amazing. You know, kind of like the walls are coming down, finally, brilliant, you know, it's great. So I got chatting afterwards, and I said, you know, there's a story, you're very flexible, what's, you know, what you're hiding from us, you know, tell us. And apparently he learned to dance when he was a young child, you know, that he learned all different forms of dance, ballet one of them, and he's showing me kind of like all these stretches and things like that that he would do to warm up before dance, which was kind of ballet stretches. So to see this really, really tall Muslim man with such grace into all of these ballet stretches and structures was a divine experience, to say the least. It was unexpected, it was surprising, but also miraculous at the same time. It was amazing. So says, oh, you know, please come back and take the first half of my meditations. You know, I would really, really welcome you as a guest, because I think what you have is amazing. Because as he was telling me about his dance, this person just lit up. It made him light up. And I'm thinking, this is this person's purpose. You know, this person, he needs to either teach youngsters or, you know, old people, you know, whoever it is, just to get a little bit more flexible, get out of the anxiety in the mind that can be on overload sometimes, to just gracefully get back in the body. And this is the person to teach it. You know, he's got something here is amazing. And then we continue to kind of like, just after the class we had conversations, and I actually realised, talking to him, how my own discrimination, my own separation. And I'm thinking, I don't really have any Muslim friends. You know, when I think about my friends, they are similar to me, and how I am missing so much. So he was telling me about practices being Muslim. And I think this is a beautiful thing when we have dialogues like this, that you share and you break down walls of fear. Because if you can come from a place of understanding something, why somebody does this, then it's kind of like, I see the reasoning behind it. I see Why now? So I don't no longer need to fear it because I don't understand it. So I always try to kind of like have more understandings about things. This is why I did a year and a day of learning about being a witch, which was absolutely fascinating. And it's not that I wanted to rush out and join a coven and kind of like cast spells on people. It kind of like, it wasn't anything to do with that. It was fascinating. It was fascinating learning about Wicca. It was fascinating learning about old traditions. It was fascinating learning about plant medicine. It was fascinating learning about healing modalities. You know, the witches of the planet were the old healers, you know. And it was very much kind of like female intuition, not to say that you don't get male practices, because you do as well. And again, it's kind of like see beyond gender. So it was kind of like really, really interesting. So again, it's kind of like practices to do with energy and where we place our energy, but that's another time. It's, you know, irrelevant at this minute, kind of. So anyways, telling me about the practices of being Muslim, about the purification practices. And it was really interesting because it's kind of like I do something really, really similar, kind of like when I bathe or when I'm in the shower. You know, I kind of like wash things, like I wash my eyes 3 times, I wash the sinus, you know, around my nose, sinuses 3 times, I wash around the ears 3 times, I wash around my mouth and face 3 times. Which was really similar, I don't know why, I just do, which was really similar to some of his practices before, you know, he goes into prayer, that some of the purification practices. So then it's kind of like, I am not religious whatsoever, and, you know, and he is practices Muslim, but the similarities were very interesting. And then obviously I would meditate after purification and he would go into prayer after purification. So really, really interesting. And sometimes kind of like, it's really interesting how sometimes I take a conscious note of my compass points kind of wherever I want to meditate sometimes, which can sometimes be an old Wicca practice or an old shaman practice. So really interesting kind of like how all these things kind of like are basically the same, they're just being given different names. But as human beings we say, well, my practice is better than your practice, this is, you know, this is a purer or stronger connection than yours, or, you know, and this is how we discriminate, that mine is better than yours, my ownership is more valuable than another's. Is it now? And it isn't, in the scheme of things, it really, really isn't. So he got some understanding around somebody who wasn't Muslim, and wasn't religious, but, you know, I practice in my own way, very much my own way, and I do what feels comfortable for me. And obviously he's doing what feels comfortable for him, and he feels very comfortable in that situation. What I'm getting at is we are all unique expressions. We all have a uniqueness. We have all chosen our expression. So when I say expression, to incarnate in female form, male form, rich, poor, enlightened, troubled. It's just a unique and different expression of actually the same thing, because when you see all past the differences, we're all made from the same energy, which is source energy, which is the highest vibration energy there is, which is love. Same thing. So you are made from it, I'm made from it, this physical form is made from it, the trees are made from it, everything is made from it, everything is made from it. It's just we choose different forms and different lives. But when you think about it, to the core of it, it's all the same diamond, all the same diamond. It's just that when you think, this is how miraculous and amazing humans are as created beings, that we've created physical form in order to create separation, in order to then create a unity, which is what other beings have done outside and off this planet. They've already done it, ascended. It's not to say that they are better or worse than us or anything else. It's just that they're just in a different space to us. We are the new kids on the block. Somebody's got to be and somebody's got to be the first, and that's absolutely fine. And where you are on the journey, it's great. All the journey is beautiful, because sometimes when you think about it, when you finish that box set, or when you've got to where you're going, or you finish whatever it is that you're making, there's a little bit of an anticlimax, isn't there? And it's kind of like, well, I've done that now, what now? And that is kind of like when you get to the highest point of evolution, of purity, when it's just pure love, it can be, you've done it, it can get a bit dull. So, to have a human experience is the miracle. You are walking miracles, every single one of you, no matter what religion, no matter what you're doing, no matter how you are being, all walking miracles. Amazing. So, as human beings, we choose a different form in order to have a different experience, in order to experience separation, so then we can create unity. Other beings have already done it, so they've kind of like evolved out of physical form, and they can just kind of like experience just in an energetic form, because they've realized it doesn't actually, that they've evolved past the separation, where they've begun to see themselves all as the same, because you've all created from the same energy. So then they kind of form a collective, and sometimes these collectives are the communication, sometimes in channeling, or some channelers. So they've already evolved past the separation into unity, into one consciousness, and they come and form one consciousness, which is where we're heading, but we're not there yet. So we've got some experiences to do. So slow down, take your time, enjoy the journey, appreciate your individuality, appreciate your uniqueness, appreciate wherever it is that you are, appreciate whatever religion you kind of like at the moment. So there's going to be some things with religion as well that, it was part of the separation program. So when you think we are coming out of separation into oneness and into unity consciousness, you've got to think what's going to happen with religion then, and it's absolutely okay. So the potentials are at the moment. So this was one question that I asked the beautiful Muslim man, is can all beings pray in unison together? And I says, it's coming. And he went, no. He says, because Muslim men can't pray with women. Muslim men can't pray with people from other faiths. No, it cannot happen. However, after this conversation, I asked him the same question. Is it possible that all beings could celebrate source energy, or as you would call, pray or meditate, whatever it is, together? And his answer was yes. So this is the difference. So this is kind of just holding a wider perspective to where we are, to where we're going. Can we broaden it? Can we widen it? I ask you the same question. Do you think it's a possibility that we could pray, meditate, whatever it is that you choose to do? It's just that connection to source, whatever word you give to it, whatever name it is, doesn't really matter. It's connecting with self, because you are the same mirror energy as source energy. Could we all sit down and actually celebrate and pray together? If your answer is yes, please invite me. Please invite me. Please see past my physical form of being female, whatever it is, of my gender, my social level, whatever it is, wherever it is on my journey. Can you see past that and see who I really, really, really am? By the way, this lovely person, this Muslim person, hasn't been back to one of my meditation classes because he told his wife that he'd been to the class, and all she heard was yoga, and that potentially that he was ogling over women, and she threw him out. Not the case. You know, this was two beings that were trying to expand consciousness, that were trying to release boundaries between human beings, and this person was persecuted for it because of another person felt insecure. There's lots of lessons in there, so I'm not feeling sad about it because there's lots of lessons for all parties involved. So I just wanted to leave this experience with you and how you felt about it. If anyone wants to, I don't care what faith you are, I don't care if you're an atheist, if you're a believer, I don't care. I love you for just the being that you are. If any of you would like to invite me to your temples, synagogues, churches, fields, caves, gardens, parks, whatever space you make sacred, please invite me. Allow me to just be. Allow me to just sit with you. Allow me to celebrate with you. Allow me to pray with you. Allow me to meditate with you. Please allow me to feel it, to feel it, absolutely, to film it even as well, to just prove to the rest of the world that we can unite, that we are one in the same, with the same energy, regardless of what expression it is, that we can actually break down walls of discrimination and fear. I invite. I will be tidier because, you know, it's kind of like I'm just waiting for my dryer turning up, you know, that I've just ordered because the old one was on the blink. I will tidy myself up for you, don't worry. But end of the day, it doesn't really matter anyway. This is just a shell. It doesn't matter. Please, can you see past it? Whatever it is, please see past it. And can you see past others' meat suit casings, whatever you want to call it? Please, can you see past it? I will leave this story with you. You know, all comments, which would absolutely be fascinating to hear. All invitations absolutely welcomed. In this day, in this now, I wish you all well. I wish you all happiness. I wish you all unity. I wish you all to recognise how amazing you are, and remembrance of that you are all miracles in a physical form. I am you and you are me, with the same energy and the same ilk. I am neither below nor above you. I just want to be right next to you. And leave that with you. Take care, guys. Speak soon. Bye. Enjoy.